The best of the morning to you. This is Monday with Friday, preparing you for a better week ahead. Let's suppose I were to give you the choice of a good leader and a bad leader. How would you choose? For the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how I know you are likely to choose the bad leader. I had an amazing and clarifying moment when I first read nearly 8 years ago an article in the Ivy Business Journal of January-February 2005 written by Jean Lippman-Blumen, professor of public policy and organizational behavior at the Claremont Graduate University in California. Lippman-Blumen asks this very disturbing and necessary question that people who watch leaders should ask themselves. She asks, quote, "Why do we followers not only tolerate but so often prefer and sometimes even create toxic leaders in for-profit corporations, non-profits, government, educational and religious institutions? Why do we permit so many toxic leaders to hold sway in virtually all arenas of human endeavor?" Unquote. I watched an impeachment trial last week and its deplorable and disgustingly gutless verdict. I hear several insurrectionists disclaiming responsibility for their crime, saying that had a lying, toxic leader told them the truth, they would not have committed the crime. I heard a former servant of the twice impeached man who, mere days ago, demanded that folks give the man a break, say this past week that that man went too far and she and others ought not to have followed him. I watch congressmen and senators, reportedly sane and fair when in private, become wimps, cowards, and liars in public due to their fealty to and fear of arguably the most toxic, psychopathic, and corrupt leader America has ever seen in my lifetime. Now, even though I understand that, because I do understand weakness, I cannot understand why people who ought to be steady giants due to their religious faith and allegiance to values bigger than profit and power, continue to bow shamelessly before this toxic villain, practically worshipping him, bringing forth the royal diadem and crowning him Lord of all. I cannot understand it, even though I understand Lippman-Blumen's observation and all the proof that abounds in the world around us, that people love toxic leaders and would create one if they did not have one. Lippman-Blumen defines toxic leaders as, quote, individuals who, by virtue of their destructive behaviors and their dysfunctional personal qualities or characteristics, inflict serious and enduring harm on the individuals, groups, organizations, communities, and even the nations that they lead, unquote. Why do we choose, tolerate, or create toxic leaders? My answer, gathered from both academic study but more so from watching life in organizations of all kinds, including, I'm sad to say, the church, is simply this: we benefit from them. Dishonest, underhanded, and evil means often bring ends we consider faster and better than those produced by honest means. But even if we're not particularly religious, we know that dishonest and immoral means are unhealthy, unsustainable, and do not end with benefit because they breed injustice and they end ultimately with trouble. Sometimes trouble with the law and sometimes trouble that breeds more injustice and evil. The question is, how do we want to live? In the shadow of dishonesty or in the sunshine of fairness, justice, and the best values of human dignity? Do we really dare settle comfortably as beneficiaries at the cost of robbery, injury, and mischief to others, compliments of toxic leaders we have embraced, followed, imitated, and empowered? We may never pull the trigger or plunge the dagger that kills another. We may never break into our neighbor's house or hack their bank account. But be sure that when we tolerate, create, facilitate, and celebrate bad, toxic, evil leaders, we become evil. We should aim at a quality of life far removed from that. If you can avoid, or better, remove a bad leader this week, please do. I am Michael Friday, and your week just got better. Please share this video with a leader you know, and thanks for subscribing. I'll see you again next week. Happy Monday, all the way to Friday.